special guest musician with us this morning. He's going to open our service today with a special song. Everybody's welcome to sing in. I said, is that right, Will?
Yes.
Everybody give Susan doing a good job. There you go. No, Will. It's Will wrong. Let's please welcome Will.
Thank you. He's got the whole world in his hands. 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 He's got the fish of the sea in his hands. He's got the fish of the sea in his hands. He's got the fish and the sea in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the gambling man in his hands. He's got the sinner and the man in his hands. He's got the amber man in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the little bitsy baby in his hands. He's got the little bitty baby in his hands. He's got the little bitty baby in his hands. He's got the whole world 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 in his hands. He's got everybody here in his hands. He's got everybody here in his hands. He's got everybody here in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole world, whole world, whole world in his hands. Thank you.
It is good to see everybody. Welcome to Unity of Little Rock. I'm Travis Wiley. I'm a prayer chaplain. I'm also a board member, and I'm just here kind of emceeing, doing the platform today. It's usually Jeannie or me. We try to swap it up. I don't see anybody here for the first time. There's no one here for the first time, right? Everybody's been to Unity before, so welcome back. Glad y'all are here. And I also want to welcome our other guest today, Barry. Welcome, Barry. We're so glad he came to visit and brought this nice rain and the cloud cover and you know, Will, when you were playing that piano, that little jazz tune before the service, I gotta tell you, I love jazz music, and one of my most favorite things to do. It's like I was wishing I was home, listening to my jazz on my sound system and drinking some nice cold brew coffee and just relaxing. Wouldn't that be fun? And this is the perfect kind of day for jazz music and just chilling out. But we're here. We're going to have a great service today. So welcome, Barry. You know, I want to kind of make a reference to our mission statement today. We had our board meeting yesterday, and always try to make reference to our mission statement. You know, part of it says we provide a welcoming environment of teachings for expanding inner and collective spiritual consciousness. And, you know, and that's what Unity Church has meant to me here in Little Rock. You know, I really began my journey of spiritual unfoldment and spiritual enlightenment when I began coming to Unity. You know, I had kind of broken away from my old church and had been exposed to some 12-step ideas of spirituality, and that was really useful, a bridge to bring me here. And so this morning, if you're here, one thing I know is that all of us in this room today, we have a desire to expand our spiritual consciousness. And that's what's brought us here this morning. And, you know, you may think you have other reasons for being here, but I believe that on a soul level, we are all here to expand our spiritual consciousness. And as such, I am going to offer a prayer for you guys, the invocation. And I just want to affirm for each and every one of us here that you are the presence of pure being emanating this Holy Spirit of life, love, and wisdom. You are everything that Spirit is, manifesting at the point of you. And as you manifest and express divine wisdom, divine life, divine love, then all thoughts of mortal limitation have no power over you. You are manifesting your world with divine love according to divine law. And so it is. And now I invite you to stand up and let's do our little meet and greet.
Mother Earth is getting hot. Men dressed in suits say she's not, misleading us every step of the way. They use fear to cause hate, so people are to and go, to have the time to ever look up, while they steal another piece of Mother Earth, Mother Earth, Mother Earth, Mother Earth. Mother Earth, need your help. Help Mother Earth and help yourself. Hurry up before the time has come to pass for man and earth to last. If there ever was a time to stand up for what is right, stand up and fight for Mother Earth, Mother Earth, Mother Earth, Mother Earth. Mother Earth, need your help. Don't wait for help from somebody else. Hear Mother Earth as she screams in the night. Her hair is an awful sight. Her water ain't fit to drink. Disaster's on the brink as they steal another piece, as they steal another piece, as they steal another piece of Mother Earth, Mother Earth, Mother Earth, Mother Earth, Mother Earth.
Good morning, I'm Pat Walter. I'm our chaplain for today. call your attention to our Christ candle, which is presented as a reminder that we all have that light of Christ within us to share. So we join together this morning to let that light shine. Our prayer box is here for you to put your names in as you wish. Today I ask that you all just mentally place in all those who are going through the struggles down in the coastal areas with Barry, who's stirring up a little bit of rough weather down there for them, while we're enjoying the coolness. They're getting the other stuff. So let's keep those in mind today as we go through this prayer time. Our statement of the meeting for today, if you join with me, I am an individualized expression of God.
I am ever one with His perfect life, perfect love, and perfect substance.
Our daily word for today is praying for others. And it is really so appropriate this morning that I took and reworked it for all of us to do. The statement is, with faith, I see the truth in any situation. Whatever situation we are involved in, whatever challenge we meet in our mind and heart right now, let's take this statement quietly together as we turn within today. With faith, I see the truth in any situation. When I'm asked to pray for others, I look beyond the story. Instead, I look for the truth beneath the appearances to find the sacred essence in each situation. As a chaplain, we sit together. We know that each of us is a living expression of God. We affirm that divine qualities are active. Human life, harmonizing love, prospering wisdom, and so much more. We see the divine nature of every person and know they have access to all the attributes of God. Seeing this deeper truth allows us to stand firm in faith as we pray. As we sit in prayer together today, we think of those who we may have placed in the prayer box, for those we have in our personal prayer when we face a challenge. We ask that we affirm and acknowledge that they are awakened to the awareness of their being and the truth that lives within them. Whether we sit together or quietly alone, we are grateful for that presence within us, for knowing that we always have the love and blessings of Christ within us. For those that are on the coast experiencing the challenge of sledding and storm, we see them in the truth, receiving the blessings of courage, and strength, and protection. We give gratitude for this awareness, and we appreciate the knowing that we are always in the presence of truth and sure being, now and always and always and always. And so it is.
May your love of life shine a light to be seen, to give them the hope and the courage they need. 'Cause it's the love of life or the love of a friend that keeps us working to the bittersweet end. The beauty of woman gives strength to a man. When two become one, we all understand The kindness of a father gets passed to a son to build a bridge for love to walk on, to give to the children, to give to a stranger, to give of your heart. There is no danger. To give to the poor, yeah, to give to the needy, to give of your time as love intended. Is as love intended. Love of life, shine a path to be seen, to give them a picture, a song or a dream. It's the love of life, or the love of a child, keeps us all honest about half of the time. To give to the children, to give to a stranger, to give of your heart, there is no danger. To give to the poor, yeah, to give to the needy, to give of your time is as love intended. Yeah, to give of your time is as love intended. Times get tough and it's hard to get by. You make a little go far and you try to survive. If you lose your job, your home, all your money, love can bring back your lips to the honey. To give to the children, to give to a stranger, to give of your heart, there is no danger. To give to the poor, yeah, to give to the needy, to give of your time is as love intended. To give of your time is as love intended. Please give of your time is as love intended.
All right, so as I mentioned, our spiritual mission statement says that what we do here at Unity is provide a welcoming environment for teachings to expand spiritual consciousness. And I'm going to tell you, we got a speaker today that is going to absolutely do that. If you're ready for a spiritual awakening, for some spiritual consciousness, and I hope you're ready to laugh too, maybe, because I got a feeling we may be doing some laughing today. When I came in and I said hi to her, she was already just jumping and bouncing, this little bundle of energy. So y'all know her, we love her. Let's please give a big, warm, loving round of applause for Susan Julie Gonzales.
Oh, my goodness, good morning. It's good to see you. Oh my God, I just love being here. And Travis, you're right. I do love laughter. It is that thing that I believe ignites our inner joy. Sometimes we may not feel like smiling, but if we just even fake it, it just puts a smile on our face and it ignites our inner joy. It ignites that thing that we are, that, we're that divine expression of the Most High: love, joy, peace, patience, goodness, kindness, gentleness, faithfulness, self-control, the fruit of the Spirit. Yeah, so it ignites that joy. That's what we are. So yeah, I do love it. And I was bouncing around this morning, just like, what else can you do? You're just waiting for you to get here. So it's just like dancing with myself, right? It's just, but truly, it's dancing with the divine. right? That divine essence and presence that is within us. If we're dancing and even when no one is around and we're dancing with ourselves, can you just dance with the divine? The song that Will opened up with, he's got the whole world in his hands. Like Travis, that took me back to preschool. And the first time that I saw someone playing a guitar, and that was one of the songs that we sang. And Travis, you're absolutely right. That evolution of what we believe today, or what I believe today, and many of us believe today, is that we have that whole world in our hands. We are that divine expression of God, that we are it. You know, we got the fishes in the sea. We got it in our hands. And, you know, the choices that we make are so important. And so let me get back to topic. So what I wanted to cover or take a look at today, and I'm sure it'll evolve as it generally does, are the 3 A's. And I was reminded it's like AAA. It's what did you say it was AAA? The insurance plan, attention, action, and appreciation. And as I was looking and studying these words and being with these words and looking at references, I found there were so many other A's that worked right in there. There was attunement, which we're going to look at. Atonement, apology. There was just a plethora of these words that enhance our spiritual growth. And so it was an amazing. My A game, yeah, my A game. I love working with the alphabet, you know, I really do. And so, one of the things that I noticed in the power of the month is understanding. And in looking at these words, in understanding, and I've been working with Myrtle Fillmore's book, The Healing Letters, and also How to Let God Help You. And in there, you know, it was, you know, she used it, understanding the workings of our body. In healing the body temple is understanding how it works, using the imagination, our powers that we have, and it all works in with this, with the topic for today: attention, action, and appreciation. And so Travis, you're right on that. And I did share with you when I was doing laughter yoga with elementary school children. It was like I thought, wow, how great it is. Instead of the teacher demanding and trying to get the attention of the students, I had one teacher take her students outside. I was with my daughter's second grade class, and this my heart just went out to this woman. It was her first year of being a teacher, and she could not get the children to settle down. And this was way before I had any knowledge of laughter yoga. And the children, that she threatened them, she did all kinds of things. She's made them stand in line, and I think they were just like they felt her vulnerability, and they played on that. And I thought how wonderful it would have been, and if I had known, pay attention, ha ha ha, what a change in dynamics that would have been. So pay attention, ha ha ha. And so when we pay attention, what are we paying attention to? And so I looked up the definition: the act of close and careful observation and listening. The ability or power to keep the mind on something, the ability to concentrate. And as I was thinking about this, are we paying attention to that inner guidance? Are we paying attention to the divine nudge? I had an interesting experience this morning. I've been wanting to get together with this friend, and I've been working a lot and haven't been at home a whole lot to get together with her. And I thought, I should call her this morning. It's too early to call. And, I didn't act on that nudge, right? And later on, I looked on Facebook, and she had dropped her car off near my house and needed a ride, and she ended up calling somebody to pick her. And I thought, oh, God, I didn't listen. I didn't pay attention to that divine nudge. I could have connected with this person, this girlfriend that I've been wanting to the simplest things, do we act on that nudge? And I know I've had, those opportunities, and so there was one, I'm like, ooh, do I tell on myself? And it's just like, yes, I'll tell on myself that I didn't act on that nudge. But and so in celebrating the awareness of, wow, Susie, step up the game on that divine nudge of calling someone, of reaching out, whatever the nudge may be. When I was first got into the study of metaphysics, and I was at East Bay Church of Religious Science, I remember sitting with a practitioner, and we were there was some life changes happening at that time for me, and in her prayer work, in her spiritual mind treatment that she did afterwards, she said, well, get a journal and write down all of the ideas that you get. And so I had a plethora of ideas written down, but there was one component missing. You know what that was? You got it. There has to be action to our divine nudge, to our divine ideas. So Ernest Holmes says in The Science of Mind, little attention has been given to that still small voice which said, man, know thyself. Man has the ability to choose what he will do with life and is unified with the law which automatically produces his choice. While he does not have the ability to destroy the idea of himself, he does have the ability to deface it, to make it appear discordant, but he cannot destroy the divine image. And so with that, paying attention to that divine knowing thyself, as Pat was sharing, in that knowing that we are that divine essence in our prayer work, every single thought that we think is our prayer work. We're walking prayer. We're in our Bible, we're told that to always be in prayer. And so we're always in prayer. The thoughts that we're thinking, that's our prayer work. And in choosing the action of what we do, action, the state or process of acting or doing, something that is done or accomplished, a deed, organized activity to accomplish an objective. And I love, that's the American Heritage definition of action. And how many are familiar with the work of David Spangler? Yeah? Travis. In the book of the Laws of Manifestation, there is an aspect of right attunement. And what does attunement mean? The alignment, another A word, alignment of the personality of the vision generated through right imagination, one of our powers, and the workings of the creative law to give that vision form. So as we're doing our prayer work, as we're doing our thinking, we're imagining when we're thinking, right? There's a visual that comes up when we think. At least for me it does. I don't know if it does for everybody, but I believe it does. There's a visual that we have of our thinking. When our thinking process is engaged, there's a visual that happens. And so we are working with our systems of our body. Our nervous system comes into play. Our nervous system, the thoughts that we're thinking about, create a vibrational tone in our bodies. The synapses in our brains are going off. And I love, there's a YouTube video, The Athena Theory, and it really brings in the law of attraction, of how the synapses are firing off, and as they fire off, there's a vibration that comes out, and you just, in my mind, I see that vibration bringing forth that thing that we're thinking about, manifesting that thing. And so in the action, David Spangler says that that in willingness and the ability to do whatever is necessary to act, whatever is necessary on the physical levels to bring the manifestations about, to assist the birth process of the divine. Assisting the birth process of the divine, of our manifestations. So going back to that divine nudge that I have, I didn't act on that desire that I have a desire to connect, but I didn't act on it. I was thinking, oh, it's so early. She's probably out working, and she does work a lot, but here she was down the street. And so working with the divine process, working with that manifestation is not always having something drop in your lap. A lot of times it does. It shows up. People show up in our lives that we've been thinking about. They show up in the store that we happen to be at. I was thinking about the guy that heads the gardens in Hot Springs, the community garden. I was thinking about him, hadn't seen him in a long time, and there he was at Kroger. And it's like, wow. And that happens quite frequently. I'm sure it happens to you. You're thinking about somebody, they call, or you run into them. Dropping in your lap, your manifestation. One of the terms in this book, The Law of Manifestation, that really got me this a couple of weeks ago as I was reading this book. And this book was given to me by my minister, Reverend Joan Stedman, who was instrumental in working with Michael Beckwith in writing the visioning course for Centers for Spiritual Living. And he said one of the things that it's difficult for us to grasp, to believe, and I'm going to take this one step further, to believe at a cellular level with every fiber of our being. You ready for this one? That we are manifestations of the manifester. We are manifestations of the manifester. And being manifestations of the manifester, that manifester has manifested us for a divine purpose. And so when we get that intuitive hit, however out of the box it may be, for us to experience it, to believe it, if we can grab hold of it and take that nudge, take that step, that little tiny baby step, or the big leap, right? What is that? If we step off that cliff, we'll grow wings. Everything that we need will be provided for us. And this is an excellent book. If not something that you've seen before. And I noticed on the back cover, it you know how it has US $3.95 or $5.95. It actually was a European book, so it had the pound symbol for that. And so Myrtle Fillmore talks about the action, and I like to focus on the body temple in our actions and in the healing process of the body. Is that we always, I believe, when we're aware of what brings healing, of what the body requires, that we always get that little divine nudge of, oh, I shouldn't eat this, or I should eat this, or, and do we take action on that? I love that she says that it is our responsibility to understand the workings of the body and also to take action. And I don't remember the exact words that she used, but it's not nice that we don't take care of our body. And then we get to a point in our lives where other people have to take care of us because we didn't take care of us. And I think that's really important that we can do. There's so much that we can do for ourselves, but we don't want to change. We don't want to have a paradigm shift. Having a paradigm shift means that we need to stop and not do the things that we know are not healthy and do those things that are healthy. That edify the body temple, that bring joy to the cells of our body. Drinking our water, getting adequate nutrients. I mean, think about it. Think about, use your imagination, all of these cells ready to recreate, reproduce, regenerate, happy, healthy cells. What are they wanting? To have happy, healthy cells. And we are the ones responsible. We can have the table set for us with beautiful foods. And we do have that, right? When we go into the grocery store, there's an array of options that we have. And what do we put in that basket? Or carry in our arm to the conveyor belt? We're responsible. And I mention that. I think I mention that every week because I think it's important. It's important for us as divine expressions of the Most High. Everything is provided for us. Everything. But we're responsible to take action, to give to ourselves that which is required. Ernest Holmes says, healing then is accomplishing by uncovering, neutralizing, and erasing false images of thought and letting the perfect idea reflect itself through the subjective mind and body. Again, the imagination. And we can imagine ourselves, if you're going to imagine right now having a snack or what you're going to have for lunch. You can imagine the food that you're going to, the nutrients that you're going to provide to the body temple. And even the idea of, oh, this is my body. And I've heard people say, well, it doesn't matter what you eat. Well, I don't believe that. So it's imagining what we're going to stock the refrigerator with, the cupboards, how the body is going to move. Myrtle Fillmore says if you're experiencing inflammation, that we can change that. We can change that, and I can testify to that. I was in a store and I was like having difficulty standing. It was just like my foot was hurting and I'm like, ooh, I need new shoes. What is it? I can't stand for 3 hours. I mean, and I can stand all day pretty much, And my foot was hurting and I couldn't stand. It was painful. I went and checked out shoes, bought inserts for my shoes, did all kinds of stuff, and it's an inside out job. I had to get rid of wheat. The inflammation subsided. It was inflammation. The swelling in my finger went away, or for the most part. And so it's an inside out job. What are we putting inside? Not only the thoughts that we're thinking, that has an effect. The thoughts that we think, the water we drink, the food we eat, the exercise we get, the air we breathe. And laughter is wonderful for the air that we breathe. Unless we're consciously breathing, we're using 1/3 of our lung capacity. Our lungs start way up here at our clavicle, and they go down to the bottom of our ribs. And I'm saying this, Myrtle Fillmore says, know how your body works. What does it need? I was talking with a young woman, and I don't know if I shared this story, but a young girl. She's 12 or 13, and we were talking about food and stuff. She goes, they don't tell us that in school. They just tell us to have 3 things on our plate. They just tell us this, but they don't talk about the quality. They don't talk about the nutritional, what the body requires. And so we are required to understand how our body works, to understand what it requires. And so in appreciation, What does appreciation mean? So the dictionary, to recognize the quality, the significance, and the magnitude of. To be fully aware or sensitive to realize. To be thankful or to show gratitude for. So can we show appreciation? Can you look in the mirror and say thank you? Watch what happens. Try it. If you haven't done it, try it. If you just look in the mirror at yourself, at that divine reflection, make eye contact with yourself, and sing a song. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Ha, ha, ha. And see what happens. Try it. That's your homework assignment. Well, you got a whole lot of homework assignment here. But that's one. When and you could do it silently. If there's a house full of people and you don't want anybody to hear you, go in the bathroom, look in the mirror, and just quietly go, thank you, thank you, thank you. And just see your smiling face. And then walk around with that image in your mind of you smiling, of you giving that gift of your smile to those that you encounter. And sometimes at the checkout stand at Kroger, you got to, hi, to the checker, because they're just so busy, you don't even make eye contact with you. But you may be that only beautiful smile that somebody sees. You may be the only one that says, hi. And how important it is. That's a tiny bit of another A word. Acknowledging. Oh my God, A's. Oh my God, we're in the A's. We're never going to leave the A's, not for a long time. No, I'm only kidding. But acknowledging somebody. And when we acknowledge ourselves, by looking in the mirror with a smile and gratitude, appreciating the body temple, appreciating being able to move around, appreciating to be alive. There's another A. Being alive. Alive and being a divine expression of the Most High. Can you say that? I am a divine expression of the Most High. Go ahead, say it.
I am a divine expression of the Most High.
Yes. Now close your eyes and imagine, I am a divine expression of the Most High as you walk around. Imagine. And that's what we are. We're created in the image and likeness of God. And as you have your eyes closed, I invite you to just feel that. I am a divine expression of the Most High. Feeling that breath moving freely and easily, effortlessly. Moving through each and every system of the body. As you breathe in, being thankful. Being thankful for the skeletal system. How important it is. That muscular system. How beautiful and strong. And as you breathe in, the respiratory system. Oh, thank you. Thank you for this breath, the breath of life. The endocrine system. Oh, thank you. Knowing our digestive system, that digestive system starts in our mouth as we bring in to the body temple that which is required for healthy cellular growth. Our integumentary system, our skin, integumentary system. our lymphatic system, all the beautiful systems of our body. Get to know them. The excretory system, oh, how important you are. The circulatory system. The urinary system. Get to know your systems, your nervous system, our brain, our spinal cord, our nerves, regulating the functions of our body with precision. The impulses, the sensory system of that nervous system, our perceptions, our motor responses. Oh, I'm so thankful. I say thank you, Father, Mother, God, thank you for manifesting me, manifesting each and every one of us. Thank you for the awareness, the action, the appreciation, the aliveness, the attunement, the atonement. Oh, I give thanks. I give thanks for this time together. I give thanks for knowing and trusting that the power and the presence of God is right here where we are at. That there is absolutely no mistakes in spirit, knowing and trusting that every aspect of our lives is in perfect and divine order, perfect and divine harmony, that there is only one thing happening right here and right now. As we take in a nice deep breath, we acknowledge the breath of life. We acknowledge that this breath of life is our very life. It is this breath of life that is allowing us to be here on the planet, to be and to do and to take that action, to fully express ourselves, to have that conversation, that communication with the divine. And as we have that communication with the divine, we have that attention to that still small voice, that attention to the divine plan, the attention, the appreciation for being here, for being able to have healthy conversations. I claim and affirm that there is happy, healthy conversations, and even those difficult conversations that need to be had are done with ease and grace and compassion effortlessly, knowing that communication is the key for relationship with our fellow beings. That we communicate in love, that we communicate with truth and honesty with ourselves and with each other. That we have the ability to be open and vulnerable. And that we are blessed beyond measure. I give thanks for this word that I speak, knowing that my word goes forth and it does not return to me void. And giving thanks for this word, I claim and affirm that there is a deeper sense of opening to consciousness, a deeper sense of awareness, a deeper sense of understanding at every level of every aspect of our lives. That we give thanks. That each and every day we wake up, and I invite you right here and right now to give yourself an embrace, to say, wonderful, wonderful me, thank you. That this wonderful, wonderful me is your divine being, that self that is you, that is walking, talking, breathing, inspiring, guiding, guarding, and protecting. And I claim and affirm that those of our brothers and sisters, no matter the age that they may be, that are struggling right now, Whether it's the detention centers, that whatever is going on, and I just get stuck right there because there's so much pain right there that we just send that healing balm of the divine essence and presence, and knowing that all is working for the greater good. That there are those in position that are working to bring ease to situations. That there are those that are bringing ease to life. Those that are persecuted. Oh, those that are in need of our prayers, our action. As Will's song, Mother Earth, that there's action needed to be taken. There's action, and we've got the whole world in our hands. There's action to be taken. Whatever it may be, however small, whatever baby step that you're being called to take, whether it's taking your recyclable bags to the grocery store, not accepting straws, giving of your love, your time, your talents, whatever it may be, however you can show up, however I can show up. And I know that all of this is a reminder for me to be that paradigm shift in my life. As I am that paradigm shift, I know there is a shift happening all around me. That I can only be cognizant of that which I am. And I claim and affirm that we are cognizant of that which is before us to do, to take action, to enhance life, to enhance the life of God. That we are it. We are it at every level. And I claim and affirm that anything and everything that no longer serves us, any thoughts or ideas that are needed to be shifted right here and right now. I invite you to just put that in the vibrational tone of this prayer, of whatever that personal shift that you're desiring to experience, that you imagine it right now. Imagine it right now. Imagine that which needs to fade away from your life, that it's done with ease and grace and compassion as water flows down the drain, that any thoughts or ideas that no longer serve just move down that drain, to be transmuted, to be cleared away for its highest and most holy good. And I claim and affirm that we are it. We are it. That's the truth, that we are it, that God works miracles, and we are the miracle workers in someone's life. We are the miracle workers in our own life. I say thank you. Thank you, Father, Mother, God. And it is written in the book of Isaiah that my word goes forth and it does not return to me void, but it is complete in the matter for which it is sent. Oh, I say thank you for that. And I know that is true for each and every one of us, that our word goes forth and it does not return to us void, but it is complete in the matter for which it is sent. And this word right here and right now is sent with love, and knowing that the word that I speak is into the universal law of manifestation, the law of love and action. And I give thanks, and I let go, and I let God, and so it is. Amen.
Needed someone to understand my ups and downs. There you were. Needed someone to my up and downs, dear Lord. There you were. With sweet love and devotion, deeply touching my emotions. I want to stop and thank you, dear Lord. I just want to stop and thank the light in your heart shine. How sweet it is to be loved by you. Let the light in your heart shine. How sweet it is to be loved by you. I close my eyes at night, yeah, wondering where I would be without you in my life. Everything I did was just a bore. Everywhere I went, you know I've been there before. But you brighten up for me all of my days with a love so sweet and in so many ways. I want to stop and thank you, Lord. I just want to stop and thank the light in your heart to shine. How sweet it is to be loved by you. Let your love light shine down. How sweet it is to be loved by you. Better to me than I was to myself. Without you there ain't nobody else. I wanna stop and thank you, dear Lord. I just wanna stop and let the light in your heart shine. How sweet it is to be loved by you. And let the love light shine down. How sweet it is to be loved by you. How sweet it is to be loved by you. To be loved by you. To be loved by you. To be loved by you.
Thank you, Susan. What a wonderful lesson. Oh my goodness, my mind was going so many places as you were sharing that and just connecting. Well, you know, I was, and you're talking about that intuition and calling your friend, and those of us who are old enough to remember before cell phones, we had landlines, and I can remember, and I know this has probably happened to some of you too, have you ever picked up the phone? I'm going to call somebody, you pick up the phone, and they're on the line. That's happened to me more than once, and it might be somebody that I talk to all the time, or somebody I hadn't talked to in years, and think about it. So that's pretty amazing, and I love the nervous system. She told me before she was going to be talking about the systems of the body and healing, which, and I always appreciate her bringing that forth in her talk. And of course, being a chiropractor, you know, the nervous system is my favorite system of the body. And thinking about the brain and those synapses. And I remember reading years ago in Deepak Chopra's first book, his best book was his first book, by the way, but he talks about the number of the synapses in the brain that actually increases. So, you know, the number of brain cells that we're born with were limited. You only have a certain number of brain cells that you're born with, and of course, they're dying out through our lifetime. But the reason, you know, we don't get just completely brain dead as we get older, even though some people may think we do, but we don't. But the reason we don't is because as we go older, we're making connections. We're connecting ideas and situations and thoughts. And as we do, that creates new synapses between the brain cells of the brain. So the brain cells, these synapses are like little feelers that they're putting out there, and they're connecting with other brain cells. Oh, I made this connection here and this connection. That by the time you get to be an adult, the number of synapses in the brain is greater than the known number of stars in the universe. That's incredible, isn't it? So, and that's why it's important as we get older that you continue to learn, to use, read, to study, learn new games, learn new skills, to keep your brain, to keep forming those synapses. And that's why what we eat is so important. You're absolutely right. In this perfectly spiritual world, I am not limited by the laws of the physical universe. I just manifest. But, we are spiritual beings having this human experience, so we are subject to the laws of the physical universe. If you don't think that's true, climb on the roof and jump off and see which direction do you go. Do you fall? And we're all subject to gravity. And so what we eat is important for the inflammation, and it's, inflaming the brain. Oh my God, that's something I work on. I try to reduce the brain inflammation so my thoughts are clear as much as possible. Anyway, lots of good thoughts coming up for me and all of that. And I hope for you too as well. All right, Miss Linda, come on down. We're going to do our offering now. And this is so grateful for your support for what we do here at Unity Church. We are here to be a light in the community. So if you will, hold your offering in hand and heart and mind and say with me our offering blessing. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Announcements time. Let's see. Linda, come on down. So we had a board meeting yesterday, and Linda's going to make some announcements. I will say this, next Sunday, our speaker is going to be Gene McGee. Come on up here, Linda. You can join me. Yeah, Gene McGee. And I also want to thank Gene. Tam's been out for the last couple of weeks, and Jeannie's been so great to do the PowerPoint and do the flow of service and do all those things that Tam normally does. So let's thank her. That's above and beyond. But everything she does is above and beyond what we need her to do. But we had a board meeting yesterday.
Okay, we had a resignation from our board, which is Scott Snyder, and he is going to put all his energy and passion into enhancing what we have here for our video and audio production. And we thank him from the bottom of our heart for his wonderful contribution to Unity of Little Rock. And he's a member-at-large position, and I would invite anyone that would be willing to serve until next March in the interim position to come in and let your voice be heard for the upliftment and growth of unity for the years to come. And thank you, Scott, from the bottom of our hearts, from all of us present here today and not here today.
Right, yes, and Scott, we wish you the best, and he recognized that he's just got so much going on. So if anyone is interested, this is really a good opportunity. Maybe you don't know if you're cut out for board work. Well, this would be a short-term commitment till March, and you can come find out, come sit in on the meetings and see what it's about. I'm learning too. I'm new on the board, but the church business has to go on. So if anyone's interested, please, talk to Linda or me or Bill, any other board members. All right, so we got the board meeting. We already had that. The next one will be in August. Sounds of Unity is going to be on July the 19th, and we're going to have this Friday, and we're going to have a potluck this Friday at 6 o'clock. Okay, is that right? At 6 o'clock, we're going to have a potluck, so you can come out and enjoy a nice little meal before the sound starts at 7 o'clock. And then after sounds, they're going to do a little winging. What is it?
Well, we have Booth the Hoot Magic on the first Friday. On the third Friday, after the concert.
After the sound, so it's going to be the Hoot Nanny.
So after the concert, we can pick the stage. Anybody who wants to enjoy the songs that go on the stage, anybody who wants to stay and listen, can stay out and listen.
Yeah.
And group is still around. We'll have lots of good music.
Very good, very good. So, Friday's going to be a fun day. You can come early, enjoy a meal, and of course, the Sounds of Unity with Laura and Justin and Buddy Case. And do we know who the...
From Northwest Arkansas, Route 358. Great band.
Yeah.
They are wonderful.
That would be a good, and then stay afterwards for the Hoot Nanny. And I have been to one of the Hoot Nannies, and I play clarinet a little bit. I don't play it, but I've come to a Hoot Nanny, and it's fun just to hang out with the guys and the gals, and they're playing songs and singing. It's a lot of fun. So come out Friday night and join us. And then next Sunday will be Gene McGee. We'll be doing the speaking here at Unity, and I think I'm prayer chaplain for next week, so I'll be here as well. So any other announcements? Did we forget anything? I want to share one more thing that stimulated a thought. When you were talking about inspiration and intuition and all of this, I'm going to share with y'all an affirmation that I said for many years. I got this from one of my old mentors. And he used to say, and I used to say, he said, whoever I see and sees me smiles and becomes inspired. And I invite you to say that to yourself this week as you go through your day, when you're going out to do your shopping and to run your errands. Whoever I see and whoever sees me smiles and becomes inspired. And just be that little bit of inspiration for her. Like that little light. Don't you like that? All right, well, let's everybody circle up in our virtual circle here, and y'all know how we're doing that around the outside of the auditorium. And even though we won't be able to reach and everybody hold hands, we're going to stretch, and we're going to stretch. That's right. That's right. We need to laugh too. And all right, and we'll say together our prayer of protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Yes. Okay. Will is going to play the feast song for the first time ever. Go, Will. Oh, yeah.
Stay.